Don't believe, just know. Cymatic TV, turning vibration into reality. Welcome to the new paradigm, where everything below is above and everything above is below. So the new paradigm, this is an introduction, so we're going to cover a lot of things here, as long as I don't lose my dog on the walk. We all feel that sensation of change, don't we? We've all got that sensation now that this is not a time like any other. And although society has gone through lots of changes over the past, anything over the, constantly really, apart from the dark ages, but then again that might have something to do with the solar activity. And we all feel that sort of change is happening, but we're not too sure how it's going to play out. And I think it's becoming clearer by the day how it's going to play out. It's going to play out in a sense that everything we thought was cornerstones of society will crumble. It's happening within nature itself. It's a natural progressive thing, rhythmical. And this new paradigm is asking of the human race, are you capable of doing it in another way? Are you capable of stepping up to the plate and start living your true inner selves? I think we've seen over the last sort of 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years or whatever, and it's becoming progressively more important, is identity politics. So I identify as a ecologist. If I identify with ecologists, therefore I should be voting green. And we keep, seems like society wants to keep putting us in boxes. And no one's feeling comfortable in those boxes. There is certain little pockets of extremists in every sort of aspect. And that extremism does not have a place in the new paradigm. A crocodile, they don't really do extreme things. Obviously they do extreme things when they bite you and they drag you to the bottom. But they do crocodile. Blackbird does blackbird. They don't really change. The environment is definitely changing. The reason for this is definitely, my point of view, to do with the solar system. Yeah, sure, humans are not helping, that's for sure. But I don't think we're the cause. So if we don't look at the cause, we won't know what's coming up. The South Pole has already left the Antarctica, and the North Pole is running over towards Siberia and China. And they're going to meet up somewhere around about Indonesia. It's going to take years. But we'll go into that at some point, the polar shift, because that's going to change your energies. And this is what the dynamics are for a future paradigm. Before, everything was based upon power, physical power, armies and that sort of thing. Physical power in a personal sense as well. And then we sort of moved on to rightful places in family respect and that, and royal families and stuff like that. And then we moved on to money and a parliamentary system. And all of them have served their purpose. All of them have been good at some point. And all of them have been bad at some point. Like everything. So I wouldn't judge the past. Just keep squarely looking into the future. But the one thing that is constant through all of this, and even through pole shift, and the changing environment from the sun, is energy. Now, energy can flow both ways. It doesn't have one way in particular. Energy has got to work a little bit like an electrical current. Pretty similar, actually. In fact, very, very similar. Works on the same sort of principles. Doesn't matter which way it goes. When you put the blue cable into the right side and the red cable into the left side, if you're in the UK, that's opposite of what they tell you should put a plug to. But the light still works. It's just the directional flow is in a different direction, but it all still works. So this planet will still be working, whether it'll be hosting humans afterwards is another matter. And I think that's down to us and how we step up to the plate to this dynamic paradigm shift. There's also a change in the human energy system. Because if north becomes south and south becomes north, that's going to make difference in your crown and your root, your plexus solis, or your solar plexus, heart. Things are going to be flowing differently. And we may lose a little bit that mental edge. Okay? So we'll be more concentrated on our root. And our root is like our foundations of how we exist as a species. How we communicate, how we interact between one another. And as this changes, will go in line with the changes of the environment. And it will also force us down that road of change. If we know this, we can prepare for certain things. But when the sun kicks out its energy fully, like a solar flash, which everyone keeps talking about, there's no hiding. There is no hiding. The people facing the sun at that point will probably get fried like, Walker crisps. You'll have human crisps all over the place. And on the other side, it may get extreme colds. And then we got to deal with the electrical discharge between the earth and the surface of the earth, or even under the earth. So if you go down in caves and stuff like that, there's a certain aspect that you're going to be able to get away from, but the electrical current down there may send you a bit doolally, a bit mad. So I would prepare for good times. Yeah? Because at least you'll be enjoying yourself all the way. Once you do that, you're going to start on a new way of doing things. A new way of interacting with your fellow man. Or human, sorry. This is not gender specific, of course. And that is going to be down to respect. And respect is built out of a understanding and application of energy and the way we think. So the moment you start integrating energy and the mechanics of energy into our lives, a lot of moral conundrums get sorted all by themselves. So we don't have to break society up, smash society up over who's right and who's wrong. It becomes a lot more obvious. And that's within our own particular lives, our individual lives. Once we engage with energy, you pull yourself out of conflicts that don't really have any sort of purpose, because they're based upon, hello Birdie, don't know if you can see him, he's a lovely little singer, there's no doubt about it. Beautiful thing. This is an amazing park down here. I'm down in Dax. It's a massive park. It's beautiful. And lots of other people out walking their dogs. They've had a few storms down here, so there's a tree's been falling and stuff like that. But quite an amazing place. Oui.
Ah oui, ce que j'avais vu là-bas au bout.
Ouais,
J'entendais siffler, je me dis, le propriétaire est pas loin.
Oui. Il sait quel côté le barrer sur le pain. Oui, vous aussi. Nice bit of interaction there. See, this is it. Saying hello. Looking after each other. Looking out for one another. You know, it's quite important. And this is part and parcel of that new paradigm. You know, she was worried about my dog because he goes running off because he likes running. But I said to her, for those who didn't understand French, I said, the dog knows which side his bread's buttered. So he's going to come running back because he knows, well, I think it's because he likes me, really. And we get on like a house on fire. So let's get back to that paradigm thing. Yeah? Once you start working through energy, with energy, and even just the mechanics, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to sort of sit down and meditate for hours on time, because in theory, your whole of your life should be one meditation. So therefore, you shouldn't have to stop to meditate. You should be meditating all the time. That's what life is all about, really. It's being in that here and now. But the here and now is not going to be what's being said in the conversation. The here and now is what's going on in the vibration. And then ultimately you will say and listen at the appropriate times, as I will say and listen at the appropriate times. Once we start doing that, we're going to avoid all of the crap that we're going through at the moment. But this is a way of filtering it out, bringing it all to the surface, boiling that sauce up. And as we do, the energy of the earth goes down. We have lost over 30% of the magnetic field of the earth. So if people are telling you that energy's going up, that it's the vibration, they don't know what they're talking about. These fearmongers and clickbaiters are those extremes. It's all part of it, you know. And no one's coming to save us. So get over it, folks. You know. There's not some sort of John Wayne on a white horse somewhere. I remember it was Gil Scott Heron saying, I think it was in The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. Or something like that, you know. Or is it B-movie? I can't remember. You go and look at Gil Scott Heron. Brilliant bloke. Amazing pianist. Great poet. So yeah, there's not going to be sort of John Wayne that turns up from outer space on a white horse and save everyone. That ain't going to happen. We can't even save ourselves. Why would they want to save us? Last thing you want to do is let some crazy Homo sapiens start wandering off around the universe that don't know how to live with their environment. And living with their environment doesn't necessarily mean living in sort of like, you know, earth shacks and throwing spears. If the solar flash happens, we will be back to that. But this paradigm shift, we have an opportunity here to actually go from one side to the other. We'll lose a lot of our technology, yeah, but we'll still keep quite a bit. And we have that possibility to go from one side to the other, but we have to start living in line with energy. Start thinking energy constantly. How does energy do it? How does it all couple together? You can't mix fire and water without something happening. Either you're going to get a lot of steam and it's going to blow up, or you're going to put the flames out. You've got to understand this with energy. You've got to approach it in the right way. How much steam do you want? That's why you have valves and stuff like that. That's why we've got chakras. And they all play together. Not one point do you actually put all of your energy into one chakra. Even if you were meditating, it's just not possible. There is a certain, let's say, lifeline of energy that keeps the rest of it moving on. Because it's a physical body. That body does not belong to you. That body belongs to the earth. And at some point you're going to give it back. And that body is tied to the earth. Therefore, it is going to survive because the earth is vibrating. So whether you want to be putting all your energy into your heart chakra, your body and the earth and the universe is not going to let you do that. And do not believe you're bigger and stronger than the universe. Do not believe you're bigger and stronger than the earth, even your body. We are at one. The heart chakra is like the opposite to the solar plexus. The throat and third eye is the opposite to your sacrum. Your crown is the front or back to your root. It's the same chakra, the crown and root chakra. Once we understand this, and we understand the fact that if you want to feel well, you have to have a bit of each energy or each chakra in the emotional state that you are in, or in the practical state that you are in. So if you were to equate love between two people, already you have to amalgamate your energy with the person who is opposite you. Therefore, you have to have some sort of harmony going on between all of your chakras, not just your heart. Yeah, your heart might play the main role. But let's say you're building a house. Your heart will play a role, but it won't be the main role. I was going to go across a bridge, but I think the bridge has actually been sunk. Let's just have a look, because I've had a lot of rain. And yes, it has. Look at that. Things are going by the by. So Cody, we're going to have to go along, mate. Yeah, I know, you're just going to go, he's just going to go wandering through. Normally, he doesn't like going across bridges. But because he can see the water, he thinks, yeah, I'll do that. Cheeky monkey. I'm not going to go through because I can't be bothered to get all wet. So I'm going to go all the way round. Once we understand this, and you take out all the extremes of it, yeah, it's not very good for clickbait, I've got to be said. But at the same time, this is the sort of vibration or the constant that is going to create the society of tomorrow, where you don't have to, it's not built upon who's got the biggest army, who's the best looking on Instagram, I'm just by a naval and air base, so get a lot of helicopters and fire planes. Seems to be one going through at the moment. That's all coming to an end. All of that. Just think, if we spent our time doing other things apart from doing that, just think how brilliant the world would be. If those amazing people who create those amazing things stop trying to create things to kill other people and serve to actually make life better for everybody. We'd have hundreds of thousands of people working towards it who were originally working in areas of life which were very detrimental to humans. Can you imagine it? That's the new paradigm. Doesn't matter what you do in life, just do something and get involved. Because you will be that change that you want to see. And it starts with that first step with you. And that first step is just getting in tune with energy and eliminating those extreme and identity politics sort of driven ways of being. Because the media, regardless of what you think of them, the media keep poking your energies. Keep like playing you like a flute, basically. So if they want an F sharp, then they're going to know, right, in that case we need a bit of this fear mongering or whatever. And then followed by a nice heart story. So everyone kind of goes, ah, which re-impacts the anger that was created just before. It's like music, playing humans like music. So once you step out of that and start getting into your own energy, they'll have no more instruments to play. Their music or their rhetoric will fall silent. This is the time. This is the new paradigm. I will be doing specific videos on the new paradigm, such as the polar shift, human energies, chakras and stuff like that. We're going to have to deal with each subject as it comes along. And I don't know how long it's going to last, these videos, and how many I'm going to do. And I don't know when they're going to be out. We'll just play it according to energies. You can also see me on the Astro Flower channel, which will be linked below, where we talk about star signs and how the energy affects that. You can also find us on Instagram on that page, on the Astro Flower Instagram, where we do quite a lot. That's Tanya and I. We're looking for other people to get involved. If you want to get involved in the Astro Flower project, get in contact with us. There's space. There's a lot of space for everybody. It's a great thing. Yeah. I did get the energy update out earlier on. That's the first time I've done that in 2 weeks because I've been travelling off places. So make sure you get over there. So, there you go. Welcome to the new paradigm. Don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.
Don't believe, just know. Cymatic TV, turning vibration into reality.